This is Near FM
90.3.
Yes, it is 90.3 Near FM. It is Near FM Sessions. It's a Thursday. It's bloody well 8:30, and of course we are live in the Near Towers with the Shag Haired Villains. Welcome to the show, lads. How are you?
How you doing?
Welcome back, should I say? Welcome back.
Great to be back.
When was the last time we had you on?
About 2 years ago, I think, was it?
Yeah. 2 years
when the first record came out, yeah. It's 2 years old already, my God.
Well, lads, you're here for a very, very important reason, because this little beauty of a gem of a record has been released. There Is a Noise. Tell me all about it.
Right, well, straight after the first record came out, we really didn't slow down for songwriting or anything like that. We just wanted to jump back in. We love recording, and I think after the first record, we kind of found our sound, I suppose. We knew what kind of style we wanted to go for. So I mean, the writing just basically flew off the pages. We had some tracks left over from the first record. That didn't make the first record. That we started kind of rummaging through. Some of them seemed to fit the attitude, the style that we wanted to go for this record. Yeah, I mean, a lot of it just came together very naturally.
How would you describe the style of this record?
Yeah, we're always trying to find words for it. I suppose it's kind of a heavier sound than we had on the first album. It's kind of a heavier blues sound. We like to record very raw. You know, it's just the guitars and drums all together at the start, and then just solos and vocals on top of it. So it's not a very complicated recording process for us. So we like to keep it as raw as possible, and I think you can hear that on the album anyway.
I've been listening to it for a while now, and I really appreciate it. I love that kind of the rawness, the rock and roll kind of FU attitude kind of coming out of it, and it's really nice. Was it kind of? It must have been majorly fun to do.
Big time. Yeah. But I spent a long time kind of really getting into the nitty gritty of sounds and stuff. I mean, playing around with speakers and amps and stuff like that, which is something I'd never done before. And trying to find that kind of raw sound was a lot of fun. Experimenting with different instruments.
I think it was a lot of fun to record as well, because, as Derek just said, we recorded the bass track of the guitar, drums and bass guitar live together. So it was never one person in the booth on their own for half a day, doing takes. So it was very much like a live feel. So it was good fun to play through. Yeah,
we're still sticking to no click tracks. It's the same on the first album. So it's at our own tempo. Trying to keep the computers to themselves, and they can do that afterwards. And even from my own point of view with the drums, we kind of changed it up this time. We took the drum kit, put it into where the vocals are usually recorded, just be the size of a box bedroom, I suppose, and I went there to play the drums, and with the lads then just the guitar tracks. So it was unusual.
We just wanted to get rid of him.
Let's go back. We're going a bit ahead of ourselves. Guys, who are you? Introduce yourselves. Who are the Shag Haired Villains? And we know we've had you on, but let's go from left to right. Who do we have here?
I'm Derek. I play drums and sing.
I'm Shane, bass player, also backing vocal.
And I'm Dave. I'm the lead guitarist, and I sing as well, along with Derek.
And how did this whole thing start, my friends? How does these three motley dudes get together?
Well, we've been in cover bands together for quite a while, over 10 years, and then one summer 2012,
I think so, yeah.
We'd actually finished the cover bands, and we were just kind of messing around and jamming songs we liked, and then from that we started putting together songs we'd written ourselves. And we never intended to start an originals rock band and record an album. We never talked about doing that at all when we first started, but it just grew from there, and we found our years playing covers together kind of meant we were comfortable playing with each other, and we had similar styles, so it just grew from there. And we wrote our first song, and then 10 songs, and
it all started with a competition, wasn't it?
I think that was the very first thing. Yeah, we entered a song into an RT songwriting competition.
Oh, okay.
Unsuccessfully, but it was our first. It was our first song. So.
Yeah. Love it.
It gave us the start we needed.
Lads, I'm such a major fan. I will go waffling on, so you have to just stop me.
No,
and I'll let you play some music. So you're going to play your first track for us live. What's the first track you want to play live for us?
This is going to be Go Big or Go Home.
Go big and go home. Go for it.
Take me from this place and set me free. If we quit this now, I can't be me. Find a way out, oh, fall from grace. Find a way out, yeah, out of this place. Go big or go home. Go big or go home. Go big or go home. Rise up or stand alone. Take a risk now, it's what you want. I want room to wander, space to roam. I can see my place, my face in the crowd. Not gonna walk around under a cloud, yeah. Go big or go home. Go big or go home. Go big or go home. Rise up or stand alone. Go big or go home. Go big or go home. Go big or go home. Rise up or stand alone. Go big or go home. Go big or go home. Go big or go home. Rise up or stand alone. Go big or go home. Go big or go home. Go big or go home. Rise up or stand alone.
Yes. This is the Near FM Sessions. That is the Shag Haired Villains, and it is a most wonderful track. Tell us a bit about that track, lads. How did that come about?
So a few years ago, what was I doing? I suppose we listened to a lot of the Beatles. One track I always loved was "Come Together," and
yes.
I mean that opening riff. Always liked that kind of style. So I started messing around. I think I was bored one night and had an acoustic guitar, and I had this little 10-watt Vox amplifier. I said, why not? Let's see if I plug it in. If it blows up, it blows up. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But it just started just screaming out, so I just started playing around with this. So I was trying to kind of elaborate on that come together riff, kind of, and that's kind of how that melody came about. The lyrics then, I suppose I'd initially written a draft of the lyrics, and I suppose Derek and Shane picked it up and kind of made a few tweaks, as it usually is the process. Usually we all have a bit of influence in the lyrics, but the attitude of the lyrics was, I was after getting a job in Dublin, an entry-level job in corporate finance. It's not very rock and roll, but as I was kind of taking orders from all these big corporate heads and that, it just I started to kind of get this rebellious vibe in my head. So I started kind of putting pen to paper and writing a few lines together, and it kind of, it all came together after that.
Came together.
Come together. Yeah, we talked a little bit about influences. I'm always interested in influences in bands. Beatles would be a big one for you, I'd say.
Yeah.
What else would have kind of been your thing when you were growing up?
Guitar-wise, I suppose, to narrow it down to a few, I mean, the last few years, hugely been listening to a lot of Joe Perry from Aerosmith, Angus Young, Brian May. Years ago, I mean, say learning the guitar, learning how to play lead and stuff, Richie Sambora was always a huge influence as well. And even more recently, a lot of I was listening to one particular band last year when we were kind of forming the vibe of the album. Was I don't know if you ever came across them, Kaleo.
Oh,
They're,
yes,
Scandinavian, I think, or something like that. But they released an album, was it last year or the year before? It's just incredible. It's just kind of bluegrass, kind of rock almost element to it. It's just great guitar tones. So that shaped a lot of the album, a lot of the styles.
Like you guys, what was your thing growing up?
Yeah, like there'll be a lot of similarities to Dave. For me, like people like Rory Gallagher was huge, Thin Lizzy, Led Zeppelin, that kind of classic rock band, heavy blues kind of stuff, and even Metallica and Iron Maiden, that kind of thing. But then kind of coming into this album, we're kind of listening to a lot of Foo Fighters, Queens of Stone Age, Pixies, Nirvana, so we're kind of in that kind of mindset as well for this one.
Yeah, kind of similar enough to the lads as well. I suppose that's where styles kind of go together. Just to add in a few more, I suppose I've been listening to a lot of Black Sabbath, can't beat that. Heard a few people comparing the latest riffs to a bit of Black Sabbath, which is no harm.
That's not
Bit of kind of heavier stuff like Deftones, and then your kind of more classic stuff like The Cure, and as Shane mentioned, the Pixies, and yeah, anything and everything really that we can get our hands on.
There's 10 on this record, then 10 fabulous tracks, from 30 Miles down to the one we played at There's Noise. How much time did you spend on each? Did you spend a little bit more time on some more than others, or was it kind of like, I gotta give them all some time? And
Well,
they're all kind of different. Like I think the first track, 30 Miles, I think that went through 3 drafts.
yeah, I had a couple of iterations.
By the time we started with whatever and just changed it again, and suddenly it's a completely different song. Whereas some of the other ones, like The Mirror, that was pretty much the way it was written, and that's the way it stayed. You know?
Low Sun as well. It's just straight up kind of what we wanted straight away. Once we started playing it with all the electric instruments, it was just as you hear it now, really, not much of a change either.
And then Blaze was an accident.
tell us about that.
We had a jam a few years ago. We have a tendency to jam anyway, but it ran to about 20-25 minutes. And we kind of it said nothing about it. We used to record a lot of the rehearsal jams, and just going through it then the last while, we really wanted an instrumental song that, it almost has a chorus in it from the guitar end of things that you can keep coming back around to. So we just kind of play around with that, and we went back and found what we really liked in that jam, and then just pulled out all the best parts of it. And yeah, again, just an accident. It wasn't a riff we ever talked about, or where it would go, and just ended up where there it is. Anyways, the one instrumental again. We one instrumental the last time, so it's a lot of fun to play.
That's why we call it Blasé.
Blasé, love it, love that.
That's a secret, don't tell you.
What was it like with the whole electronic kind of details in this album? Was it kind of a new venture for you? Were you kind of comfortable with it, or
I suppose the approach to the recording?
Yeah.
Well, we did. We kind of had the same approach as the first record. Like as Derek mentioned, we tried something a little different with the drums. Say the first record, the drums were big, and it's just had this kind of big
The
kind
boom.
of
The
yeah,
boom, yeah.
yes, yeah. So when we moved the drum kit into the what they call the dead room, everything was just dry, crisp, punchy, in your face. And then with the guitars and the bass, we just whacked up the mids and kind of went for songs for the deaf kind of sound, mixing wise and style wise.
Yeah. A lot of the drum tracks and vocal tracks as well, we used a lot less reverb this time as well, so it is a lot more in your face and a lot more direct than the previous record.
I don't know if you're going to play this one or not, but it's one of my favourites. That should be perfect. The Mirror. Tell us about that. What's the story behind the Mirror?
Shane,
Yeah, not too much of a story. Just messing around with lyrics and riffs. So it kind of is. It is what it is. We don't like to.
I think I remember one day, without going into your lyrical content. Shane's a bit secretive about his lyrics sometimes. But, I remember myself and Shane are teachers, so you kind of have those lazy summer days where you can kind of just get together and jam out a few riffs and vocals and things. I think that's where the majority of it came from. So not a lot more to it than that, and we are going to play that one. So.
Oh yeah, okay. Listen, I'm going to shut up and let you play some music then. You're going to play this the Mirror now, or
Yeah.
Let's do it now.
I'm so happy. I can die happy now. That's great.
1, 2, 3, 4. Life's a game, so take your turn. The writing's on the wall. What respect will you earn? Do you feel 10 feet tall? Do you feel 10 feet tall? I don't feel anything inside. There's nothing more to me. When I spoke before I lied, reflection is all you see. A reflection is all you see. Live a life in a mirror full of lies. I can see things clearer with my own eyes. When you look, you see no imperfection. I control my own life, but there's no introspection. Just some white lies. Just some white lies. Live a life in a mirror full of lies. I can see things clearer with my own eyes. Live a life in a mirror full of lies. I can see things clearer with my own eyes. Live a life in a mirror full of lies. I can see things clearer with my own eyes. Live a life in a mirror full of lies. I can see things clearer with my own eyes.
Yes, indeed. You're listening to the Near FM sessions. It is 90.3 Near FM. It is Thursday night, and that was the Shag Haired Villains, and that was the Mirror. I love that track, lads. Absolutely adore that track. I love this
Thank you.
album.
Thanks very much.
I have to say it's one of my favourite albums of this year so far. So I've been through a few of them, and this one definitely stands out.
Thanks very
Thanks
much.
very much.
Good
Thank
to
you.
hear. Cheers.
What do you think makes you guys kind of unique?
That's one of the things I've been thinking about a lot on this album was the idea of a 3-piece. Like, there's a lot of 2 pieces, big bands out there. There's a few really strong 3 pieces, but we were just really thinking about really have a strong bass, strong drums, and strong guitar all the way through. That each part is equal and has its own kind of strength in the album, and it has its own chance to shine in the album as well. I think that's one thing that I would say would make us unique anyway.
I think the other thing as well, the fact that myself and Derek split vocals on the record as well. Derek takes the lead on some of the tracks and I take lead on the others, and in the mirror we split the lead as well. Kind of gives us a lot more dexterity and flexibility, because say Derek has a higher range than I would say, so it kind of allows us to I suppose experiment in different styles of songs as well.
Lads, the album launch is tomorrow. Eastside Tavern. Tell us all about it.
Yeah, official launch is tomorrow night, so we're very excited for that. Anyone listening, you're
Yes.
very welcome to come along. Doors open at 8 o'clock, and entry plus an album is only €10. And we have support on the night from Blue Sun. So
Blue Sun, we had them on the sessions about a month ago. We had them on sessions. Really good guys.
Yeah.
Really good guys.
yeah,
Good friends of ours, Brew and Blue Sun, so we're looking forward to it now.
Yeah. And in fairness, they were bigging you up when they were doing their social media thing as well. So
Oh,
I
yeah,
love
sure
that.
they were.
I know I'm running out of time, but I'd love to find out about the whole camaraderie on the when you're doing your whole gig stuff. Is it kind of like you're all one big family, kind of helping each other out, or is there kind of, we're not helping him, but we help him, we like him, but we don't like him?
No, it's not like the Eagles.
No, I'd say in Dublin the bands are pretty good with each other, at least anyway. Where it's all kind of the bands against your trying to get into gigs and get gigs together, and your promoters and so on. But I'd say the bands really stick together, I think, in Dublin. Anyway.
Listen, guys, it's been an absolute pleasure. If people want to find out more, they can go to
ShagHairedVillains.com. You'll get absolutely everything you need. We're on Twitter and Facebook, and keep an eye on Spotify, iTunes, Google Play, YouTube. You name it, social media, we probably have it.
people get this album, Shag Haired Villains, There Is Noise. It's available all over the place.
Yeah, all the online stores and streaming services, it's there. So, as Derek said, ShagHairedVillains.com is your kind of one-stop shop to all those other links.
Kieran Top Tunes Burke is on after this. Thanks to Lana for all our hard work doing the engineering. This has been Near FM Sessions. Lads, you're going to play us out on
30 minutes.
Go for it.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Miles from anywhere, just in smoke in my face. The car drifts away, it's just me. I'm just off the last carriage, head down, no direction. I can't limit the damage, it's just me. Wherever I go, whatever I see, whoever I meet, it's just me. Wherever I go, whatever I see, whoever I meet, it's just me. Looks like it's time to quit the race. 30 people in the room. They're talking smoke in my face. It's just me. I'm just off the last carriage. Head down, no direction. I can't limit the damage. It's just me. Wherever I go, whatever I see, whoever I meet, it's just me. Wherever I go, whatever I see, whoever I meet, it's just me. It's just me. Wherever I go, whatever I see, whoever I meet, it's just me.
This is 90.3 Near FM.